Well, how much money do you spend on magazines each month? Do you think they give you value for money? Well, do you? No. Fine. You know how you feel about it. See if you agree with a Going Live viewer called Karen McRoberts, who comes from East Kilbride, because she went off to investigate teenage magazines and find out if they really had their readers' best interests at heart.
How many times have you walked into a newsagent's to buy one magazine only to be confronted by rows and rows of gorgeous models telling you how you could and should look? Teenage readers are spoilt for choice when it comes to magazines. There's weeklies or monthlies, specialist topics, fashion, football and photo stories with prices ranging from 60p to a couple of pounds. The teenage magazine market is now definitely big business, but are their readers being exploited? 10 minutes later, you walk away from the cash desk feeling totally self-conscious and inferior, not to mention carrying a bundle of magazines, all giving you their worthwhile advice on those features which they told you were inferior in the first place. I'm so fat. I've got to go on a diet and lose weight. Oh no, now I've got more spots as well. If only I could be slimmer with perfect skin.
I don't think they're realistic a lot of the time, but then I don't know if I buy them to look at realistic people. You know, I want to look at fashions and things, yeah. Sometimes they're a bit unrealistic because like the shape of the models and things like that, because they're so elegant and so slim, and it's not like everyday wear, but you still take note of what the pictures have got on them and that.
Problem pages I like reading. And the latest updates on stars and stuff.
I think some of the beauty tips they give you, I mean, it's loads of rubbish basically. Yeah.
It's okay, but a lot of the clothes are shown to be expensive. They should do things to make the clothes less expensive so you know you can afford them.
There it is. That's that skirt I bought last Saturday. Oh yeah? I've already got one like that at home. Oh. I'll have to go out and buy one now, but it's so expensive.
But are magazines trying to create the myth of the perfect teenager? Well, there's one way of finding out, and that's going straight to the top.
Tony Rogers is editor of Just 17, who, together with a small group of journalists and designers, produces one of the most popular weekly teenage magazines in Britain. The models in your magazines are very slim and beautiful. Many of your readers are not, so would you consider using more realistic models?
Our models tend to be size 10 to 12, which is the average size of most girls up to about the age of 18 who read our magazine. Next week in this special issue we've got 3 readers who are much bigger than that. You know, they're up to size 20s. And we've done really glamorous pinstripes and berets and all the makeup on them. I think it's really important for a magazine to have glamour because, you know, people aren't going to part with their money if they aren't getting some sort of entertainment out of it. But, you know, for instance, the fashion is just one element of the magazine, you know, and in context it balances out the fact that we have lots of features with meat and substance. You know, we have the advice pages that are very serious and cover a lot of issues. We do advice reports about bullying and racism and things like that. And then we have the emotional features, which are advice sort of coupled with a bit of humour and pointers on how to deal with things. So all in all, I think, you know, my job is to make things into a balanced whole, and I'd like to think that we're sort of getting there and doing it.
Oh, here they come, the 2 lovebirds.
Oh, hi Carol. Is there any dishes to go to Cam's party tomorrow night?
A few, but I haven't made my mind up yet. I've got to get a boyfriend soon.
The basis of the majority of letters I receive are problems dealing with lack of self-esteem, wanting a boyfriend, wanting to fit in. There's this great need to fit in. Most of the letters, whatever subject they cover, seem to be dealing with this whole fact of I feel weird, I'm the odd one out, I'm not normal. And whatever the subject, that's the bottom line of a lot of them. They need a lot of encouragement. So I see my role as an agony aunt is to be almost like an older sister or a friend, someone who can give them the encouragement they need, someone who can tell them it's going to be all right or it is all right, and this is where you can go for help.
Oh, Robbie, you're so gorgeous. If only I could meet you in person, then I'd know you'd fall in love with me. But the closest I can get to you is with these magazines.
I think if I was a teenager forming a group, I think, you know, the magazines are worth the money. You know, the reading inside.
Yeah, they are.
Good magazines.
When we're on the road, even now, we sometimes
we always read
pick up the magazines and read them.
Like magazines like Smash Hits
and read
Fast Forward.
Magazines will do more good than bad, definitely. But I know in some cases it's going to be like girls that are feeling left out, and you open a magazine and you see like Betty Boo looking beautiful, and you turn over and you see Kylie Minogue looking beautiful, and you turn over again and say that not looking too beautiful, but they're looking alright. Yeah. But like, you know, young girls and guys even like can feel a little bit inferior. I want to be a star, and why can't I get a top smart girlfriend or boyfriend?
There's that girl you fancy. Come on, ask her out. Nah, I've gone off her now. She'd never fancy me. I'm not trained enough for her.
Jessie is a familiar face on many magazine front covers and fashion features. She was 17 when she started modelling and admits that the final photo does not reveal the whole truth. Do you think the criticisms that models are too beautiful to be true can be justified?
The image you see in a magazine is false. We use lights, we have a studio, we have photographers, we have people who make nice clothes and a stylist who chooses what to wear, and we have hairdressers, we have makeup artists, a lot of makeup, and you know, people to do our nails. I mean, if I was to take off my makeup, you'd see I've got spots here and here, and if you saw me walking down the street, you know, you probably wouldn't look twice because I look just normal.
So as long as these criticisms are kept in perspective, these magazines don't do any harm. There never will be a generation of perfect adolescents, but who wants that? After all, we weren't all that bad to start off with, were we?